Slant presents Slant News Flash. Entertainment stories from around the world. Robert Meyer Burnett and Mike Baldwin launch Imagination Connoisseurs Media Unlimited debut project True Noir exclusive on Variety.
Boom!
Boom! That's how we do it here on the Latino Slant.
And he got clean shaven for it too. Look at
In
that.
fact, when we booked him, that's when Robert Meyer Burnett got the Variety episode article. It's
man.
because they knew. Oh, he's on the Slant this week. Que la. Producer Robert Burnett and marketing executive Mike Baldwin have launched Imagination Connoisseur Media Unlimited, a production company for original genre content for dedicated fandoms. True Noir: The Assassination of Anton Cermak is a 6.5-hour audio drama based on the Max Allan Collins novel True Detective. The 10-episode series is set in Chicago in 1932, Fletcher, and follows the murder of the city's mayor while attending a Franklin High School campaign rally in Miami, Florida. Okay, this particular edition of what they're doing, this premiere one, features a cast of over 25 voice actors, including Anthony LaPaglia, Katie Sackhoff, tons of others. You got the score by Alexander Bornstein. But listen, this is great news. This is hot news, and so hot. We're just going to bring in the man himself, Robert Meyer Burnett. Congratulations, sir.
What?
Well, first of all, Paulie, Fletcher, it's great to be here. It's always good to come be a Slantino on the Slant.
Orale.
So yeah, and
look at this.
Yeah, this is thanks for bringing this up. It's a project. It's sort of interesting. I met Max Allan Collins wrote the graphic novel that the movie Road to Perdition was based on.
Whoa.
So the Tom Hanks movie that was directed by Sam Mendes. So he's been writing books. He used to write Batman comics for DC back in the 80s.
Oh my God.
And it turns out I met him because he watched my Let's Get Physical Media YouTube show. He's a huge physical media collector. I didn't know him, and we started talking last August. And Mike Baldwin and I have been working together for a while, and it was Mike's idea to maybe do something together. And Max had suggested this series of books he's written. It's a 19 novels deep, and it's about this detective named Nathan Heller who was he was a crooked cop in Chicago in the late 20s and early 30s, and after a tragic shooting he decided to become a private investigator. And the crux of the books, the gimmick, is Nathan Heller gets involved with real life mysteries that were sort of unsolved or questionable in terms of what actually happened. So all the mysteries, all the characters in the books are real, but Nathan Heller is fictional. So
cool.
So in this story takes place after the movie The Untouchables, where Al Capone was sent to prison on a tax beef. And this is a real story where the mayor of Chicago, Anton Cermak, was trying to fight the mobs, the Chicago mobs, the crime. And it was right at the end of Prohibition and a few years into the Great Depression. And what ended up happening is he went to Miami to meet with FDR, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, before he became president. And he was shot in Miami. This is a true story. This actually happened. Now, there is some question as to whether the assassin, Giuseppe Zangara, was actually he maintains he was trying to kill the president. But a lot of people think that he was sent by Frank Nitti to assassinate Cermak and succeeded, but he was just pretending he was going to kill the president. So the story is all about Nathan Heller getting involved in that, and he actually gets hired by Al Capone to protect Cermak from getting shot, and things go awry. And the book is so great. And I said to Max, I go, it's such a great story. There's so many twists and turns, and different characters. It was like a Coen Brothers movie. It's like No Country for Old Men or Miller's Crossing. And
Sure.
so when I said, can we do it as an audio drama? And I hired my producing partner, Christine Sheeks, and she's a casting director. She casts like Boogie Nights. She cast Coen Brothers movies.
Wow.
And I said to her, I want to do an audio drama, but I want it to sound like it's a movie, but without the pictures. So it's going to be mixed in 5.1 and Dolby Atmos. And then I said, what I want to do is cast it like it's a movie or a great streaming series.
Sure.
And so I said, the first person I said to her, I really want to get Anthony LaPaglia to play Al Capone, because he played Al Capone in Road to Perdition, but they cut him out. It was only one scene. And I love that scene. So we started going to actors, and Max's script, Max adapted his own book into 10 chapters. So there's 10 scripts, and the scripts are so good. The actors we went to, they read the scripts and they're like, I'm in.
Wow.
Like Katie Sackhoff. I love Katie Sackhoff, but
Sure.
people know her from Galactica and The
Mandalorian.
Mandalorian, but I love her. I loved her in Longmire.
She was great in
so-
Longmire.
She's great in Longmire. And so she agreed to come on and do it. And first of all, she is a delightful human being. And she wanted this is the great part about these actors. She wanted to talk to me before we recorded and wanted to hear what I thought of this character. She's playing our main character's fiance. And she works at City Hall. For that time, she's a really strong female presence. And there were other actors, like I'd work with Bill Sadler, who played Sloan on Star Trek Deep Space Nine, but he'd been in Shawshank Redemption. He was Death in Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. And I worked with him in The Hills Run Red, a movie I produced back in 2008. And he came on board. And Jesse Spencer, who's on House and Chicago Fire, plays Elliot Ness. And we just, anybody I went after, I got Vincent Pastore, Big Pussy Bumpensero from The Sopranos. He plays Frank Nitty's second in command.
So when does this debut? What's the next step? When can we hear something? Well,
So the Kickstarter. So here's what's really interesting.
uh-huh.
We raised money to produce this on our own, and
Right.
it's a full SAG production, and all the actors are SAG, and I think we've got 25 SAG actors.
Yep.
So we've been producing this since April, and we have to design all the environments sound like you're in a real place. So it's mixed like a movie. So what we started,
true radio drama, full effects, everything.
yeah, but it's more than it's more like it's more like a movie.
Wow, the
and-
whole mix, everything.
Yeah. So
Okay.
what I had said, like, I would like to have a Los Angeles premiere in a movie theater. So you go into a movie theater, but we turn the lights off and make it pitch black.
That's so
And
cool.
all you can see is the exit signs. And I think I'm going to do that, maybe
I
for
mean-
YouTube or something.
I mean, why not?
Yeah.
Why
Yeah.
why not? Why
And
not?
like
That's the
even
beauty
rent
of-
out an IMAX theater with a big thunderous sound system,
Ooh.
and just turn off all. And that's, so I think I'm going to do that. But so what happened is, so what we decided to do is, instead of doing a Kickstarter to pay for the project, our Kickstarter is to buy the finished product in whatever format you want it in. You can buy it as a digital download.
Mhm.
You can buy it on a Blu-ray with multiple mixes and a lot of video pieces. We've got documentary stuff. Or you can buy it if we're going to launch deeper into an 11 vinyl box set with all 10 episodes on vinyl, each episode on one vinyl, and then the soundtrack album.
Mhm.
So we have a full-on soundtrack that's being recorded by Bornstein, where he's actually bringing in real horn players because it's a jazzy score. So we've got real sax players and real trumpet players and things.
musicians. Uh-huh.
Yeah, so you can get that, and then you can get the leather-bound script if you want it. So the Kickstarter went live right now. It's on Kickstarter, True Noir. Just look it up if you want to support it, and you can support the project.
We'll be putting the link throughout the countdown in the channel.
And
then
one of the
Latino Slant is going to we will donate as well.
One of the cool things about this project that I've really enjoyed is the actors are so good. And the way I recorded it was I worked on a Netflix animated series called Dota Dragon's Blood.
That's right.
And the thing is, when you when you record an actor in a booth, like for animation, they're alone for the most part. But like with certain anime shows, what I wanted to do was get as many actors as I could in a room to read together. So even when there's an actor and I couldn't get the other actor that's reading opposite him, I brought in this incredibly talented actor named Corey Landis to read opposite our actors. So I'm getting real performances, because for me, it lives and dies. Like what we would do is we wouldn't do one line at a time. We would run 13 pages. We would run the whole scene almost like theater and record it.
I love
And
it.
the thing that's blown me away is the performances are incredible. I mean, people
it.
like Adam Arkin came in and just, blew me away.
What?
Yeah, I mean, Adam Arkin,
And he's
man,
got a great voice.
he's got a great voice. And Adam Arkin, he,
Yeah.
he's been in so many things. He's directing now. He called us. The crazy thing,
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
dude. Martin Sheen called us, and I'm like, "There's narration in this." I've been telling everybody I want Martin Sheen's narration from Apocalypse Now.
But Martin Sheen, man. I mean, yeah.
So I mean, hopefully the here's my dream for this project. So the books take place from the early 30s to the late 60s, and I want to do 4 audio dramas leading up to the 1960s, and then I want to take the 3 books in the 60s and do them as a streaming series, a live action streaming series set in the 60s, so it would look like a cross between Mad Men, Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, and whatever your favorite detective story is. The way they had recreated the period.
Love the periods. Yeah,
and
the James Elroy.
Yeah, exactly. LA Confidential, that kind of thing.
My father did research for years. Worked for Elroy.
Oh, I didn't know that.
My dad's got stories.
Oh, I can only imagine. But
they're both nuts.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we want to do. And and the thing is, it's so hard to get something made, but having the audio drama with the actors, I mean, all the actors are like, it would, if you were watching the movie version of this, it'd be a great cast.